Well, good morning. It's a great day. I tell you what, I had a long night last night. So let me stand up, walk around while I explain it. Well, you see, yesterday when I came here to Blackwater State Park, and I come on down where it's free. It's not really, it's just off at a state park at a Blackwater boat ramp. Well, there's my soaking wet socks. When there's breakfast, I had some crackers and coffee. Didn't get what I really wanted because I'll explain that in a minute. But my clothes are soaked. I mean, because I was underwater in the dam out in there. And I'm on the side where it's deep time you step in because this ain't where I got wet. It was over here in the woods down the embankment. But you see, it's a good drop down there. Well, beside me is a young fellow that's out of the service, and he's camping here. He actually works here also. His name's Thomas. Don't know his last name. Well, anyhow, I was coming to get my coffee last night so I could have it ready for just making this, early this morning time. Woke up instead of having to walk all the way to the motorcycle and get it. It popped in my head, so I was coming to get it. And he had a little fire going in his fire ring there. So when I got right here at this path, I was talking to him. Said, mind if I step over? He said, no. But I'd already met him. We'd talked. So while I was talking, I kept hearing a sound. I heard one, and I looked over toward my motorcycle. And I looked back over to him because he was on the right-hand side of me, and the motorcycle's to the left here. Well, across these bushes, all I can see from his fire, I don't want to go there now. He's gone to work. But I thought I saw that chrome shine and flicker from the light on my headband. I'm like, oh, something. And because I just heard another loud racket. Well, I came here, and as I walked up, like I just did now, I had the light on, and a raccoon ran straight across, and he had his car parked there where those tire tracks are. Ran past the back of it. I said, it's a raccoon. So he was running to get his gunner out of his tent. And then I said, it's another raccoon. I saw a coon kind of come down. Then one come down. It was up here. See the coon tracks? You can make them out. See little handprints everywhere. They climbed everywhere. They were up here. But the thing of it was a third one climbed down. Well, if you've watched my past videos, I've had these tortilla wraps stolen twice already from me. But I was dumb and left them on the picnic table overnight. Well, I had it locked in the case. Case still locked. They ripped this open. Oh, shit. They even trying to get my underwear. They came back again last night because the yellow bags. What happened, though, they came twice. And, well, anyway, while we were here, back at my camp, where I just showed you where I'd made breakfast, I had eaten half a bag of those potato servings for 4, so I ate half of it, put bacon in it last night. Well, I wrapped the other up, rolled it down, the rest of it, and put the fork to hold it shut, like a paper clip on it. Well, we came back over to his fire and all. He said, well, they'll be back. They've been coming every night. They're bad here, a bunch of them. Well, he heard a noise and walked over and he said, hey, because there's a path on the back side of my tent. I mean, on the water side, kind of from his tent to mine. He says, right there. So I came running. I came through running this way because he went that way. He said, wanted to block him up in these bushes. Well, he zigzagged through the bushes and we had lights shining and we could hear him. And he went up that tree right there. And he went up in there. Well, he shotgun. Shot the coon. The coon fell down on the bank, on the edge of the bank. And it wasn't dead. Well, I actually shot twice. He shot once and it come and it hung. So he shot it again. He's shooting it with some real low-powered bird shot, which it should have It done more than what it did. Well, the coon hit the ground and he wouldn't die, he wouldn't die, he wouldn't die. So he got me he said, I got something. He said, we're gonna knock him. I wouldn't shoot the gun no more late in the night. So he got a darn damn wood splitter. Looks like a sledgehammer on one end. And this was where he ran this way. Well, that's when the coon had stole my potatoes, I guess, that one. And anyway, coon, he dropped down and he was right there in this little teeny flat areas where he landed. So I took the thing. I didn't want to shoot him no more, and he was still jerking around for a long time, and I just didn't feel like it was right. And he wanted to hold him up and I'd take a picture so he could send it to his girlfriend. So when I hit it really hard on the head, of course it went into the convulsion, jerk, 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 and it went right down in there, just flopped off like a fish trying to get back in the water when you take them off the hook. And he had his phone in his hand so that I could hold the phone. He was going to pick the coon up, take the picture. Well, the coon fell in the water. He's following the coon looking, and all of a sudden his phone falls out of his hands, hits the embankment, and right in that deep, right in there, it's kind of washed out deep, and it's deep, real deep. And I felt so bad for him. He said, oh man. And I said, is it waterproof? He said, yeah, for 30 minutes. Well, it was so muddy already that you couldn't see. So he had to wait for that to die out. And he looked and looked too. And finally we spotted it. And it looked like it was deep. The light shining in the water, trying not to stir the mud up. And honestly, he's just a nice guy. He thinks like a young kid, though. So the bankment, if you lay, your feet's going to be higher than your head. And I didn't think your arms would reach down long enough to get very far into water at all by the time you reach that far. So he was getting ready to go in. I said, look, do you want me to go in? He said, you don't mind? I said, no. I said, I don't mind, because I felt so bad about him dropping his phone in there. This poor feller, he's really been living here since May. And now what? It's almost the last of October. He's not homeless. He's actually saving his money. He's supposed to, I think he signed papers and all, he's getting a loan to buy a house. Because he said paying the rent's too damn high. He'd rather save his money and buy a house. So anyway, I took my shoes and everything off, out my pockets that could get messed up if they got wet. And I stepped off easy in the water and all. Looking with the flashlight, it don't look so deep. Just the first step, kind of easing in. I didn't fall or anything. Was already up to my belt. And the phone was even deeper. So when I bent over, I bent real slow. I was holding on to the bank best I could and being still because I don't want to stir the mud. And I took a good look at it. And I went down, down, down. And he's holding the bright light right there over my head, right against the water. And I couldn't reach it. And the way I was bent, I was up to my lips. So I took a deep breath of air and I just went right on under. And I about to give up, but I just pushed a little more and I felt it and I got it. And I'm going to tell you what, he was one happy kid because it's like a $900 iPhone and he was happy. But I have to say, to be lost the phone, he was sitting there calm. He's like, well, I have to get another phone. He said, but I'll be getting like a $200 one. I won't be getting another one like this. And I told him I got the phone and he told me, he said, I've never met nobody like you. He said, I just met you, and you're willing to do something like this for me. He said, I have never met nobody like that. And, well, I told him my comeback was, I've been here half the day, and I said all I thought about is getting in that water, to swim. I said, so now I've gotten in the water. So that's the way I see it. And so But the coons came back again. And he's running. And I hear him holler, and I can hear him running. And then he's hollering at me. So I got to get redressed because I'd already undressed, got, to get in the tent and all because I was soaked. So I get out, and the coons, that's when they got the wraps that time. They had gotten everything else, but they'd reached it. So I took it, opened the trunk on my motorcycle, and stacked everything that was eatable, even cans. I knew that they can't probably open cans, but maybe there's food on cans that we can't see, that spilled on them, or syrup from other stuff. So I put those in the trunk too. And that was kind of just fun but I told him, I said, okay, I got to go to sleep. I said, I got to go to sleep. He said, they'll be back. I said, if they come back, you shoot them, chase them, do whatever you got to do. But don't wake me up. I mean, don't come to me because I need sleep. But it's something to remember on this trip. So far, I mean, I've met different people. Some I didn't want to meet. But I have to say that was all right, just for a one-night thing there. But now I was thinking about staying two nights. But I don't want to go through another night like that. I'm not as worried about the raccoons coming as I am, doggone it, having to get up, chase coons, and go through all that again, because that's not why I'm here. And it's not only that. Where I'm at in Florida, there's mosquitoes here. So when I get out and I already smell like that brackish water from being dipped in that, man, that's just a calling card. Blood and brackish water smell. They love that. I've learned that. That's what I've learned. But, all right, I think what I'll do now is take my time. I'm going to run late, but I'm still going to take my time, and I'm pulling out. I don't know, I won't make it far today, because usually by now I've got tent broke down. Might not be loaded on the motorcycle, but I have it broke down. But I got to go clean a motorcycle up a little bit. While it's still got dew all over it. Got to wipe up all that crap, dirt and footprints and stuff off of it. So anyway, if you ever go camping, this is a good place. If you like primitive camping, it's if he's still living here, you're going to have a good time. And he don't have to drink to do it. He just young fella, in his young 20s, and he's wide open. Boy, I remember when I felt that good. Now I feel good, but I don't feel like doing all the stuff that boy can do. I mean, he work all day and then come here and run all night chasing raccoons and hooting and hollering at them. And he ain't drinking or nothing. He just young and feels good. Have a good day. Hey, if you get a chance, go do something. It don't have to be camping. Go shopping. If you can't go shopping, well, hell, you can shop online nowadays. You might buy something that you don't need, though. I've done that many a time. Buy something, you wouldn't believe half the stuff I'm hauling. When I get back, I'm going to open up everything I got, and I'm going to make 2 piles. And if I've used it one time, I'll put it into I have used it pile. If I have not used it one time, I'm putting it into do not use pile. Now, I understand there's emergency kits. You got to keep them. You don't want to use those, but you want to have them. But what I mean is there's certain things like I brought a little JBL box that plays music. Well, I'm camping. I'm in the woods. If I do play it, the phone will play the music loud enough by itself because I don't want to bug other people. And if there's nobody else, I like to hear the nature anyway. But if I wanted to hear the music, the phone is plenty loud for that. Hey, and not only that, if I want to hear it really loud, it ain't really loud, but when it's on your head, talking about my motorcycle helmet, that freaking thing, you can blow your eardrums out. It'll sound like stereo going boom, 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 back and forth on your ears. You'll be looking around, I hate those songs when I'm riding a motorcycle that has a siren in it or a car going whoo by. Oh my God, you hear that? You'd be like, you jerking your head. Where's it at? Emergency police? What is it? And then you're like, oh my God, there's a car passing me on my left, because you'll hear it. And that's happened to me a lot, because I'd be in a lot of traffic, and then that music makes a car sound through it. I'll be like, oh, it's crap. You know, somebody's coming up on me and I can't find them in the mirrors or nothing. All right. Laters.